Hello and welcome back to Banished. We're playing this little village called Sanderstone, and lots of time passed ever since my last recording, and I've learned a couple of new things. Most importantly is that fish is not that reliable entirely. I've been playing a few games on disasters and stuff like that. Like, no food is reliable entirely. Disasters can completely destroy all of your food growth anyway. However, the best food to grow your cities is the gatherer's hut. For one reason, it gives you 4 types of food, and the more the food, the better, because essentially what this means is that your population is gonna be healthier simply because there's more food types. Without further ado, I think we should get going here. Our happiness is maximum, our health is on 4 out of 5. Not too bad. Why did I close the data menu? Because I'm a dummy. There we go. Let's get started here. Alright, so what are we gonna do today? I'll try to grow my population a bit more. Let me check. There's 2 adults here. A couple of 7 years old, which are going to become adults soon enough. Also this 8-year-old here. I'm probably gonna build a house. My food is growing quite well, but I want more laborers. I want at least 6 laborers, so that I can still build 2 buildings here. I want to build 2 buildings. They are going to be the Forester Lodge, which I was talking about a long time ago, as well as the Hunter's Cabin. Now, what if I learned correctly how these things work? Basically, Hunter's Cabin gets less productivity depending on how many houses are in its influence area, whereas the Gatherer's Hut gets more productivity depending on how many trees is in its area. I think that could stand correct. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that could work out. I'm not 1000% sure though, as I said. Either way, our food is getting low, and I don't like that too much. However, we're having 4 of these guys. I think we're gonna build a Forester Lodge. Let's try to put it in a clever area like this. Yeah, I like that. We're gonna add a stockpile here. I like adding a stockpile together with a Forester Lodge simply because then the wood or the materials that the Forester Lodge is going to gather are simply going to be delivered right away here. So that's quite practical. Let's see, our wood resource is very low, and that is actually a life-threatening situation. I'm actually building the hunting cabin here. I forgot about that detail. But that's okay. It's still far enough from the city, so I think we can deal with this. Let's put 2 workers there, and then we're gonna put a forester in there. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out for us. This house is still being built, materials are delivered. We're gonna cut a couple of trees down here, I feel. That's the best way to proceed for now. Also this tree here. Also, I don't know if this counts as a tree, or if it's like... I think it's a small sapling or something. It could be. Saplings usually do not grant any food, so keep that in mind. Also, I think I'm gonna increase the fuel limit to 200, because God knows we're gonna need it. So thus far, I think everything is going quite splendidly in our town. Many things are going well, as in most particularly, I like the fact that there were no deaths yet. And I have 7 houses. That's not a small growth for 2 years. That's actually quite a big growth. Just let me check a few things now. What is the area of influence? Okay, just hits these houses, I suppose, would be the thing. The marketplace is how big? This big. I'm thinking already about positioning a marketplace, or rather how I will position a marketplace. Basically, you want houses all around the marketplace. You see this area of influence, this means that the houses can get the food from that marketplace. You usually can put it like on a border of a village, so that you like get the houses outside already to have some food, which is also practical for some reasons. Most importantly, basically, if you want some workers close to, I don't know, the trading post, you put some houses there. But they don't have a storage barn. So you want to have a marketplace. You want to have a marketplace so that they have the food they need, really. And it's simple as that, really. Forester Lodge is built. Let's put one worker here for now. The thing is, when there is no... Basically, when they have no work to do, everyone becomes a laborer automatically for the time being. Once they have, again, work to do, they'll become, again, whatever they were. So, yeah, it's actually a clever system that the game uses here, and I like that a lot. Let's see now, how is our food varied? It's very varied, actually. We have onions, venison, mushroom, fish, roots, and berries. We have some leather that is coming in from the hunting cabin, of course. But that's quite okay. Alright, let's see now. An 8-year-old there, a 9-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 9-year-old. So we're gonna have, before the end of this year, another 3 laborers. In fact, one just turned into becoming a laborer, so that's really good. I'm gonna put a few more workers here. God knows we're gonna need the foresters. Simply because I want as much food as possible to be autonomous, you know? We want this food production to be autonomous and not that I have to, like, completely destroy an area of the forest. Also, I see that there is a lot of gathering things there. I wonder if I remove resources. Yes, I can actually gather these mushrooms and berries and stuff like that, so we might as well with a couple of workers. We have another adult, by the way. So we're gonna put another one here. And the next is probably gonna go into the gatherer side. We want to increase this as much as possible. Hunting cabin for now at 2 is okay, in my opinion. I do want more wood, though. Yes. Yes, I do. Just checking how far this stretches, and I think I'm gonna remove trees. Depending on that area. Something like that. So we're gonna remove those trees, and we're gonna have some resources of wood. By the way, this stockpile is way too big in my opinion. I maybe have overdone it a tiny little bit, but it doesn't really matter. Usually I go with 6 times 5 stockpiles, plus these small ones close to the foresters, and stuff like that. It's quite nice. I think this is all that you need for a forester. Foresters are actually gonna remove also rocks and iron from their working influence, and they're gonna replace them with saplings, by the way. And you get that material. Interestingly enough, sometimes you'll even see fishing docks fishing pumpkins or something like that, and you're like, wait, how? I don't know, I really don't know how that happens. But it's quite ironic. The irony. Ironic? Ironic? Ironic. Yeah, that makes sense. What else can we do for now? Nothing much, really. I want to have this autonomous log production so we can have firewood. Firewood is actually an excellent way of trading for seeds. Seeds cost about 2,500 or 2,000 units, measurement, money, whatever you want to call it. And each firewood provides 4 units. So that is a total of 625 firewood for 1 seed, which is quite okay. And then if you have cattle, you can also trade it for cattle, and cattle is actually even better for me personally. The problem is that the cattle workers usually work all year long, whereas the farm workers work only in the seasons outside of winter. So you can have those people work someplace else during winter time, which comes quite in handy. Also need to be careful about these guys. I don't want them to die out of cold. They're working quite far away, is the thing. But I think they should be okay. How can I place houses here? I can place houses here, but not on this tiny hill here, which is unfortunate. I wish there was actually a tool that you could use just to like have workers completely raise a hill. A small hill like this one, of course. I'm not talking about these hills here, you know. I wish there was something like that so that you can like make the terrain more even for your towns. Maybe there is, I just don't know yet. I don't think so. Oh yeah, this tool is actually very nice. You can see where workers are working. Usually they interchange their houses so that the workers that are working in a place, they live as close as possible. They're that clever. The people are that clever, actually. As you can see, this house is the closest to the hunting cabin, and therefore they're going straight there. There is no road, but it doesn't really matter, I think. There is no workers here. I guess both are laborers and 2 builders too, so go figure. I guess could increase... Oh, there is another laborer, so I guess I could increase this by 1 more. Actually, no, I said that I would increase this one by 1 more. My mistake. And let's build a house, shall we? I'm gonna build it here. Specifically because it's gonna be a bit closer to the storage barn, I feel. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the best. Probably want to leave some place for the marketplace down here. And then eventually I'm gonna move out this hunting cabin. I should have planted better and placed it here, but back then I didn't know how this worked, and then I ran experiments. And I figured that basically a nice square with Gatherer's Hut, Forester Lodge, Hunting Cabin and Herbalist works just fine. I think that should be it, like, you place lots of Forester Lodges and Gatherer's Huts all around the place. Like, I'm probably gonna place another one around here. I'm gonna remove all of this iron and stones here. Lots of stones and iron there, so that's really nice. Reserve of firewood is low. Also, let me check how this is producing food. 480 is not too shy. I've seen it go as high as 800 on free workers. It is possible also that the production is increased by learned people, or rather, educated people. Which we should actually do right now. We have a few more laborers. Yeah, I think we should build a school next. City is growing slowly, which is nice. Our food is going up, which is also very nice. So we're gonna build a schoolhouse. This house has not been built yet. But that's not really a problem. Now the schoolhouse, we can, hell, even place it here, I guess. Yeah, that looks like a cozy place for a schoolhouse to be. Close to the sea, so that they are rather the river, so that the children just lose their lives. I'm a heartless man. No, let's place it like right over here. Yeah, that works for me. I'm gonna make a bit of roads here. Connection faster, and this mostly for decoration. I like decoration. Like, you cannot find a game that is cozier than this one, especially if you find a nice map like this. I really like this, like, isolation on this little parchment of land. It gives me security, and I like that! Alright, so 12 minutes, 13 minutes in, and we're already in early spring of the 4th year. Stone is low indeed. I haven't realized that. So we're going to remove resources of stone around this area here. It's quite a huge area, but it's spring, temperature is rising, so that there shouldn't really die out of cold, you know. As you can see now, we can see what were our productions this year. Lots of productions of onions and berries, I like that a lot. It can increase still once the people are going to be schooled and educated. 65 logs, see? Only 1 year for 65 logs is not bad. I have no idea how it converts into firewood. It might be 4 firewood per log, but I'm not entirely convinced on that matter. I'm pretty confident that 1 iron and 1 log is 1 tool. That's for sure. I've been checking all around, so... There is the autosave, and we have here 1,000, almost 1,100 fish being produced in 1 year. Whereas here we have 480, not too shy, not too shabby, not too good, but it's still okay. Stone is low indeed, I know that. Of course, this is a bit far away, so they're gonna take a while. I should probably have removed this sooner, but it doesn't really matter in the long run. Also, did we start here? I think we might have started here and then moved here. I'm not convinced. And I think we started here. It's just that this area was I don't know. I don't remember. I should check the first video. So there is a lot of area here available for possible farms and more gatherer huts. Not a lot of here, but we could like place a logging company and a trade depot here, or rather trading post here. Definitely more gatherers hut here and here. Lots of place, lots of room. I like this map a lot. One of the problems I've had in my previous times with Banished is having very little space to build and expand. This is actually quite nice. Food is okay. Could be better, but for the time being is fine. We cannot really improve it other than buying seeds or making more gatherer's hut. And I think our next priority is going to build another gatherer's hut someplace. Probably here. And probably a bridge here too. That would probably make sense. Or maybe like here and then here. There's a lot of space here, so I suppose a bridge here and a gatherer's hut here would make more sense to me. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so people are gathering the stone, which is awesome. You do not have the counter of stone until they're stored in a stockpile, and I think they're delivering it here simply because it's nearer. It's not really a problem, it's only 30% full anyway. Lots of trees getting gathered. All trees, before they fall down alone, will get cut down. So that's really practical, the more workers you have. See, that one fell over on its own, it was too old, so it just fell off. And no one was there to do that. Essentially, it's a cycle similar to Don't Starve, you know. If the tree is too old, it becomes dead, and then if you cut it down, it becomes just a couple of branches. Not that there are branches here, but you know. Look at those deers. They don't even care. They're like, ha! Humans! We don't give a care. That's kind of cute. Fish is being produced. Food is okay, stable-ish at 900 to 1000. Venison is being produced quite nicely. Early summer, that's month 4, and we are already on... Yeah, that's 1/3 of a year in 1/3, so... Yeah, 1/3 of the production in 1/3 of a year, so... It pretty makes sense that it's equal. Yeah, pretty much 1/3 of all productions are being made right now. See, we have iron gathered, so apparently they destroyed some iron here or there. Also, they filled up this area with lots of saplings, which means more berries later on. Lots of old trees, by the way. I've noticed that they are cutting down very rapidly, which is really nice. I like that. Let's see. 44 food. How much would a bridge here cost me? Let's see. 52. We could destroy a couple of trees here too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Let's remove these trees here and see what is going to happen. One other thing I need to mention is that I think it's harder to build a second bridge. Also, this bridge should have been a tiny bit more here, so that it was a bit smaller and it cost me less, but whatever. Bridges are actually a bit tough to build for one particular reason. The second one, in fact. The first one, the builders are just going to build it from one side. The second one, they're going to go one side, the other side, one side, the other side, and see what they'll have to do right now. They're gonna start building it here. They'll have to do all of this, turn back, back and back and back and forth and back. I don't know if this is actually a bug or something, but it's not really that simple. I don't like that too much. So it like advises you not to build more than one bridge far away. It like tells you spam the bridges, man. Spam the bridges. Also lots of wood being gathered, which is nice. We have much more stone now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start building the bridge, and if they do indeed start rotating around like crazed people, actually let me think. I think I should build it here. I think that's the best. Yeah, the price is about the same, so it doesn't really matter. Also, I think we could even build the bridge like, yeah. It's quite crazy sometimes. Interestingly enough, it requires more rock though. I don't know why. Anyway, we're gonna start building it, and if we come to a situation where they'll have to rotate between the two sides of the river, I'm just going to basically stop production while in winter time, because I don't want them to freeze to death. And you know, people are susceptible. They're susceptible to just about everything here. Especially children. Stupid children. Pfft. Also, there is lots of rock here that I didn't notice. Look at this. Definitely some stone that needs to be gathered eventually. Also, all of this, I think, is going to be like a city. Like, 200 inhabitants is probably going to be this size. 300, maybe all of this. I wouldn't be surprised, but eventually I'm gonna also spread out houses with farm fields and stuff like that. Usually don't want workers to work too far away, so, you know. Jesus! I'm fine. Sorry. Had to stretch there. Bridge is being built, and as I said, look at that. The worker is coming on this side. And then literally hammers it twice and goes back to the other side. Luckily enough, this bridge is going to be completed soon, so probably in time for autumn. Also, what am I I'm lacking iron. Oh. They could have told me that. They probably did and I didn't notice. Yeah, late winter free. That was quite a bunch ago. My bad. Where is iron? Iron is a lot there. Is there any closer iron? There is a bit of iron there. Also, this autumn is bringing winter. Yeah, obviously winter is brought by the autumn. There is no iron here. There's a bit there. That's a shame, really. I don't want to send them right now in the freezing cold. Oh my god, this guy. He might die. I'm cold! And then he's gonna die. No, the bridge is built. Okay, that's fantastic. So now we can collect this iron a bit more liberally. I think that the laborers and the gatherers can do it quite fine. Also, we've got another adult. Where can I increase workers? Probably at the hunting cabin. Let's do that. Still have a bunch of food, 1100. Not too bad. How's the production going? Production, well, fish might be a bit less than last year. This is going to be more though. No, not necessarily. Like, you know, onions are going to be definitely more by the end of the year. Roots definitely lots less. I think I'm gonna build another one down here someplace. Even though with the school, eventually... There we go, now this building is going to start. We have another adult. With the school being built... People are gonna become adults much later. Instead of age 10, they're gonna become adults at age 18. Or rather, adults for laboring, of course. So this is gonna be a bit interesting to see if we can actually expand the food production. We have free laborers, we can always put one of those gatherers hut down there and just have it like, you know, do their job. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Let them gather this iron first and then we'll see what's gonna happen. It wouldn't be a bad idea to even build a warehouse. Or whatever it's called. Storage barn. I always forget the names, sorry. I'm a bit of a scatterbrain sometimes. Many times. Lots of times. All the times. So, I apologize for that. I got an email. Yay. My phone is always so happy when I get an email. Okay, well, the school is built. Now we're gonna put a worker here. We have actually 4 laborers now free. So that's really nice. Wood is getting increased. We have firewood enough for our citizens. That's really nice. Iron is still being gathered. And winter is going to end just about right now. And we are getting a lot of food from someplace I'm not aware of. Oh, fish is actually almost equal to last year, so that's good. We'll see how it's gonna fare. Let's see the final numbers here. Oh, nice. Basically, these two swapped. Oh, no, wait. Onions and oh, okay. It's kind of a silly thing that they mix it up. But you can see more berries, onions about the same, roots more, mushrooms more. So, yeah, we're producing more food here. That's really good. What about here? Ooh, lots more! That's nice! 200 more for this place. That's really, really good. Okay, so now our laborers are going to start growing a bit slower, but they're gonna be much more productive. I think what we should do is probably build a cemetery. Sooner or later, people will start dying. We don't want that to happen to sadden up our people, you know? We want them to be happy of their deaths, like they depart into a better place and they're buried respectably. Respectfully, actually. Not respectably. Respectfully. So I'm thinking about where positioning this place. Probably down over here. It's not really important to build a big one. You can just scatter small ones all around the place. I think I'm gonna go with this size. 44 stone is a bunch, but this is probably gonna cover like, what? Over 30 graves, hopefully. We'll see. Also, it's gonna keep the laborers and the workers busy for a time being. We're also gonna queue up stone and iron removal from this zone. Alright, we have 0 students actually. We're gonna have one very soon. But other than that, another one here and another one here. And another one here. So probably by the end of this year we're gonna have a couple of more. But for now, I think I'm gonna pause this. I'm actually gonna go a bit on because it's only 26 minutes, so I didn't pause a lot. Let's see this being built, shall we? 44 stone is quite a bunch, but then again, it looks fancy. I like how farms and stuff look here in this game. It makes it really look nice. I do enjoy the sight of the fencing around. That's really cozy! God damn it, this game is so cozy. Also, people I know have been starting to purchase this game a lot, and that's really nice too. I think you should all support the developer. Check it out, it's a really nice game. Really nice too. Addicting even, like you spend so much time doing cozy stuff. Just checking how I could position possible houses here, like, yeah, possibly. Two students, perfect. This is gonna be built very soon, and afterwards we're gonna start building the gatherer's hut, and then I'm probably gonna pause it. I'm gonna position a couple of people in the gatherer's hut. I need to be careful not to position it too far away. I'm definitely gonna build a road connection to it. There we go. 45 graves is actually quite a few. I like that. Okay, so let me see now how I should position this gatherer. Yeah, that works pretty fine for me. We're gonna position it there. We're gonna make roads. Why not here? What? What's blocking you? Sunny? It's not the stone because they're gonna be removed. Oh, it's the the cutting of stones that is blocking it. We're gonna fix it up later. Oh, wait. No. I failed the measures. I'm a silly. Let's do it this way. There. Then on this side, pretty much straight line. I guess we could. There is a like vertical way, or rather horizontal. Not vertical, not horizontal. What is the other alternative called? Horizontal, vertical, diagonal. There is diagonal roads, but they don't look fancy, so yeah. They are shorter, sure, but you know. I could alternatively just do something clever like this. Definitely position a couple of houses here for those workers. I think we have a few adults now, so we can build 2 houses, I reckon. There is 1 adult here. There's 2 here. 1 here. 2 here. Yeah, 2 houses are gonna be fine. Lots of stone, lots of wood. Eventually we're gonna build a quarry. Around year 10, I suppose, a quarry. Around year 15, a mine. I think that's fine. Also, look at these deers. They don't give a goddamn hell about this. They're like, I'm in town. I'm gonna buy groceries. You know why not connect this too? Might as well. There we go. Not the most practical road, like I could have done a diagonal here and just be done with it. But you know, sometimes you gotta go with the cozies. Let's just say that the city is going to also fit better this way, like... What I can position 1... Exactly 2 houses here, see? So for that point, how about we do that right now? There we go. Simple as that. They're gonna work there. The storage barn is not too far away from them. Eventually, well, we cannot place a marketplace here, sadly, because there is that cliff. Such a shame that you cannot remove small cliffs like this. It might be engine limitations, I don't know. It's one of those things, really, but it's not that bad. It's okay. Alright. How's the building proceeding here? Nothing much happening yet, because they're still clearing out the path here. We're gonna prioritize this, and then I'm gonna pause it. Prioritize this, so now they're gonna work on this faster. Eventually, tomorrow we're gonna build these two houses. Actually, this house already has almost the logs necessary to build it. So that's quite okay, and I think I'm gonna increase the limit of fuel to 300 now. Basically, we keep it going and on and on and on, as we're producing more and more wood. How is our production going on? Oh, really nicely. It's early autumn and it's going quite steadily. I don't like this stockpile being almost full though, but what can I do about it? 120 logs only here. Jesus. Reason why I'm not assigning any workers here yet is because I want those a couple of laborers to work on this. In here, actually not on this. 6 out of 12 and 18 out of 13, so another 12. Should be like 3 more rounds of walking around. Wait, what the hell happened to the road here? Oh god. The road's messed up, alright. I messed up anyway. Let's remove road here. Eventually also gonna place a forester lodge here because we want to keep trees growing. They grow alone, but you know, they also cut them down, so you get the trees, so that's really nice. Probably gonna place a storage barn eventually down here someplace. Maybe even here wouldn't be too bad of an idea. We shall see. Come on, build this till the end, and then we're gonna assign a couple of workers, and I'm gonna pause it. They're also gonna saturate a bit, like, if you have 4 workers here and I build a second one here, 2 of them are going to automatically go here. They're gonna be saturated, and it's gonna be 3 and 3 probably. Yeah, I'm gonna end it with 3-3. The production is still gonna be increased, so that doesn't really matter. It's just that each is going to produce a tiny little bit less. There's 4 students, and quite a few adults that require homes. And these 2 houses... Actually, we're gonna wait for these 2 houses to be built too, because why not? The problem is it's quite far away, so now it is wintry, or rather -4 degrees, quite a cold autumn. They won't be building too much, so they're gonna make shifts before they freeze to death, essentially. Either way, firewood is actually going quite down. 299. It's not gonna be a problem overall. I think we got it under control. For like about 50 inhabitants, 1 woodcutter is enough. Pretty much. Besides, you don't really need production over... I mean, they don't really need the firewood over the year, so they just, you know, are fine, essentially. This is almost done. A couple more hammerings. Go. And done. So let's increase this by 2. Now we're gonna have only 1 laborer, but it doesn't really matter. Workers become laborers once they are not building, so you know. Now let's wait for these 2 houses to be completed, and the workers, or rather the workers for this place, are going to go live here in all likelihood. If I understand the logic of the game and the inhabitants of the cities. We'll see. Oh, 2 fishermen here? They might go and live here though. Let's see. And then the gatherers are gonna go here. I don't know. We'll see. Also, it might not be that the gatherer and builder... Yeah, see? 2 gatherers now. They found better lodgings. It might not be that, like, maybe just the inhabitant... I think it's not the inhabitants of the working places that go places they're just changing jobs. It might be possible, I'm not too sure, but I think it might be possible. Either way, we have 6 gatherers now. We're gonna produce a lot of food, which is nice. To which point I think we should increase this to 10,000. Reserve of firewood is low. It is actually indeed low. But this is mostly because we built 2 houses which took a lot of firewood with them, 22 and 46. Anyway, I'm gonna pause this right now. I think we did great things. We've finished off the building of the hunting cabin, which I placed a bit sillily. I should have placed it down there, but back then I didn't know how they worked. I wasn't sure. Now I know. We're gonna move it eventually. We built this, we built second bridge on the river. We built our cemetery, still with 0 graves, no deaths. Eventually people will get old and die though. Like you can see here, 35, 38-year-old. I think they reach about the age of 60, 70, maybe not. I haven't seen 80 yet. I haven't seen an 80-year-old yet in this game. But they definitely reach quite an age. But as long as growth is faster. We had like 6 houses, I believe. Or 7 houses at the end of the previous episode. I think 6, possibly 6. Now we have 10, so that's quite a growth. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and join me next time as we're going to possibly start trading, if at all possible, we'll see. Maybe just increase the gain of wood and firewood. We'll want to produce lots of firewood, and therefore we're gonna need a lot of these guys too. So we're gonna saturate a bit here and there. Anyway, it's early spring, so we're past 3 seasons this time around. I'm gonna pause the game, and thanks everyone for watching, and until next time, be well! Bye!
This was the Lauron Gaming, so thanks for watching.